Far more than we think. Making Sense of Spirituality by Angelo. Chapter 63. The Real Temple. The purposes of religion, as I understand them, are fellowship, spiritual education, and collective spiritual practice. But in truth, we each have potential individual access to the wisdom within. Given that diversity and evolution are the purpose of life, it makes no sense to me that any two spirits should lead copycat lives or follow identical paths. I'm not so much anti-religion as I am pro-individual expression. I have set out the view that I see with the intention of making the case for spirituality, rather than undermining any specific beliefs. I see religion within the context of spirituality, rather than the other way around. The overall picture can best be summarized by reviewing the preceding chapter headings. Chapter 57. Can I have a word? God is a word, but so too are all of the other words that try to describe the indescribable. From a spiritual perspective, we are each an individuation of source energy, manifested in physical form as a mind and body, and our purpose is to express ourselves in a unique way as part of the universal energy of life. The use of the word God can tend to conceal this ancient spiritual truth, which has been discovered by many cultures in many different ways. Chapter 58. Irreverent Reverence. Religion is an expression of spirituality, rather than the truth of spirituality itself. Organized religion can be seen as a contradiction in terms, because spirituality is individual and personal. Spirituality makes sense of religion, but religion makes no sense on its own. Chapter 59. Jesus, that makes sense. Jesus was an incredibly spiritual man who tried to pass on the wisdom that he had discovered, as indeed have many others. Much of what he is reported to have said and done makes perfect sense within the context of spirituality. The messages were, for me, far more important than the messenger. Chapter 60. Yin-Yang. The yin-yang symbol beautifully captures the simultaneous coexistence of the universal and personal spirit. It's all the same thing, and we are all inextricably connected. Humankind is the conscious manifestation of life, and its purpose is to experience itself. Chapter 61. Show us a sign. There is no point waiting for an external sign, because we will never see it, however hard we look. Once we awaken to our innate spirituality, we will see signs aplenty. In fact, the signs are all around us in every moment of life. And chapter 62. An obscured view. All of us have an obscured view. When we change our seats, we inevitably change our minds, and when we change our minds, we change our lives. The spiritual path is to sacrifice our own ego to the reality that our true spiritual self is part of the eternal universal energy of life and not separate. The real altar lies within, and it's here that we can connect with all that is. The real temple is the world at large, and this is where we can practice spiritual principles.